I know they didn't sign anyone last summer and they won the Premier League, so they got a few P's saved up. But could Liverpool really sign Alexander Isak after breaking the transfer record and signing Florian Wirtz, which, by the way, at time of recording, looks like it will happen and it's all agreed. We're going to get into it today. I'm going to be citing an article on Team Talk. Ben Jacobs said something about Isak, but you know. So welcome back to Football Yannick. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. It's beautiful and sunny over here in England. Really, we're into a heat wave, which is lovely stuff. I'm one of those people that enjoys the heat rather than goes, oh, it's too ruddy hot, which a lot of English people do. Yeah, man, welcome back. Thank you so much for your continued support here on the channel, Football Yannick. We're having a ruddy, lovely time over here, mate. We just hit 18,000 subscribers, and actually, I think it's 18,100 already, which demonstrates what can only be described as wicked momentum, 18,123 at time of recording. So if you enjoy my reaction, my commentary to the biggest stories and results and transfer stuff in world football, please do hop on board. Choo choo, I'm driving. Cheers. All right, so I'm going to read this from teamtalk.com. Liverpool are giving serious consideration to testing Newcastle United's resolve to keeping Alexander Isak this summer, with a fifth journalist now corroborating their plans to make an offer. So there's obviously briefing somewhere like, ooh. I'll tell you my thoughts on Isak to Liverpool and joining that team shortly. Before we carry on, like, my perception is they're a state-backed club, Newcastle. They've got Champions League football. They've won a trophy. Surely they don't need to sell. Also, I do remember Alexander Isak saying he'd love to, or whether I'm paraphrasing here, that he'd stay in the Premier League for a club that's got an important history in Europe. And I remember at the time it was funny because Arsenal fans really wanted him. Mikel Arteta's been like dreaming about signing him for a while. But of course, Arsenal have no illustrious European history. And suddenly everyone thought, ooh, Liverpool. But, you know, it didn't seem like there were any links then. Do you know what I mean? So Liverpool are planning to make an offer. Multiple reports are suggesting now, but the Magpies will not make it easy, and an eye-watering price tag on the Swede could set a new world record. World record or Prem record? Surely not world record, because like Neymar was like silly money. Let's just for contextually like put this out there. Isak is the striker to get. Like, he's the guy. He's the one in world football you want because he's demonstrated he can absolutely tear up the Premier League. No problem. He's in his prime. He's got years left of his prime. I think he's, 26 or something? And he's, gosh darn it, I'm going to say it. He's a better footballer than Erling Haaland. Haaland might be a better, like, finisher in the box and this big, like, just goal-scoring machine in the 18-yard box. But if you want someone to drift wide, dribble with the ball, glide, technical, you know, good footwork, as well as the goals. I have said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I'm not suggesting he's as good as either one of these strikers at what they're good at, but I think he's very good at elements of their game, and that is Didier Drogba and Thierry Henry. Which are the two strikers that always get compared. Like, Henry, you know, really productive numbers, sort of grace to him, but Drogba, big game player, always scored in finals, always, like, you know, basically dragged his team over the line when it counted, and was much more of a sort of target man, hold up conventional nine than Thierry Henry, who's a bit more of a graceful, sort of out wide striker, winger sort of thing. I think Isak can do both. So, you know, this video, I hope this video reaches Liverpool fans because I want my channel to reach all football fans. They'll have their own opinions on Isak, but I'm sure be happy to hear this should it be a realistic acquisition. The Reds burst out the transfer blocks this summer to strengthen their Premier League title-winning squad. Jeremy Frimpong, I think, was already added, 30 million quid to replace Trent, who went to Real Madrid. And of course, Florian Wirtz, who's joining for a British record deal. The deal is worth an estimated £116 million to £119.2 million. So between 140 and 160 million, up to 140 million euros or $160 million for those who want different currency reference points. Yeah, it's a Premier League record for Florian Wirtz. Depending on what source you believe, will not mark the end of Liverpool's spending. To end that, Milos Kerkez is also expected to wrap up his switch from Bournemouth to Liverpool to join Arne Slot's back defensive line for another 40 to 45 million pounds. And Andy Robertson, has he gone to Atletico Madrid? He was being linked there, but from Robertson and Trent, who they're Liverpool's iconic fullback partnership, to go from them, but to go straight from Kerkez to Frimpong, that ain't bad, you'd have to say. And Florian Wirtz up front, in the hole, playing as a number 10. There is speculation that Arne Slot's going to change his formation because he's not going to just do a straight swap for Szoboszlai to Wirtz, because they're very different players. Wirtz is way more of a creative number 10, and I think they will look to accommodate him, certainly for the money they're spending. So what's this? 45 for Kerkez, 30 for Frimpong, 75 plus, let's 160. We're nearly on 200 million already before Isak, and Isak would cost well over 100 million, so we are talking serious money in the transfer window. Furthermore, four journalists this week have suggested the Reds are giving serious consideration on raiding Newcastle for Isak. The talismanic Swede has scored an impressive 62 goals and added 11 more assists in 109 appearances for the Magpies, and is widely regarded as one of the best strikers in world football. Yeah, and also it's worth mentioning, they sort of not took a gamble on Isak, because I think they paid some significant money, but it wasn't that much, and he got better and better and better and better, so that he found momentum. So whenever you look at these numbers, what the player you're getting is probably even better than, what is a very good return in those stats, because he's up to speed now, and he's like, yeah, I know the Prem, so you can expect, the sample size from now onwards, or whether it be a Newcastle, or even better, a Liverpool, his return will be just friggin' excellent. After journalists Fabrizio Romano, Lewis Steele, Ian Doyle, and Arthur Thurridge all revealed Liverpool were strongly considering a move, a new update from Ben Jacobs, who's another well-informed journalist that's often cited in pieces of content, has taken the possibility of one step further, and he admits the deal would not be easy. He says this, quote, on the Market Madness podcast, I understand that Liverpool are yet to give up on Alexander Isak, even though it's going to be really difficult to pull off. If they are to succeed, the likelihood is that Liverpool would have to smash the money record that they've just put down on Florian Wirtz, which is 116 million pounds. He's saying Isak remains, like with Arsenal, the quote dream target, and like I said earlier in the video, he's the dream target for everyone. But Liverpool feel like there could be a window of opportunity in the coming weeks, even though we have to respect Newcastle in their position that he's still not for sale. Everyone's not for sale until they are. As our transfer insider Fraser Fletcher reported months ago, Isak has always been the dream striker target for Slot this summer, despite the acceptance that the deal will be far from easy. Okay, so they're saying it could be a world record. Then Ben Jacobs is suggesting it could be a world record fee, which would top the Neymar signing. Which is 200 million pounds. They can't spend 116 million pounds or 120 million pounds, or however much it is for Florian Wirtz, and then 200 million pounds on top. Can they pay 320 million pounds for two players? Can they? Look, this is loads more in this article. I won't bore you with it. I want to give you my thoughts on it. I imagine Liverpool have money to spend. They are, the top two biggest clubs in England. They have a lot of organic revenue generated. They've just won the Premier League. That brings money. They didn't sign any players the previous summer, apart from Federico Chiesa. It doesn't seem like they're going to be generating much revenue through sales. But, the speculation is here they've got money to spend. They're probably very, very happy with Arne Slot. They are doing what all Premier League winners should do and strengthen from a position of strength. But Okay, so let's just say Luis Diaz goes. They might sell him for a few minutes. Darwin Núñez, he's got to go if they sign Isak. And Saudi, they've liked him for a while. And from the noises he makes, he'd be quite keen on the Saudi money. So whatever. Cody Gakpo plays on the left sometimes, doesn't he? Isak up top. Mohamed Salah on the right and Florian Wirtz in behind. How about that for a front four? To be honest, Cody Gakpo is doing pretty well hanging out with those guys. It's like, literally, two players in the same team will be going for the golden boot. I know it's different because, they'll have a better chance getting the golden boot if they weren't in the same team almost, because they're just both ruthless goal scorers. Who's going to take the penalties out of Isak and Salah? I guess it's Salah. Wow. Imagine that. Attacking talent, Florian Wirtz feeding Salah and Alexander Isak. Sickening stuff. I mean, you'd be so excited as a Liverpool fan, rightly so. You're on cloud nine. You've won the Premier League. You got to celebrate the Premier League. You sort of celebrated both the Premier League wins in one go because it was behind closed doors initially. So the feeling's great. I know there was that sort of sideshow of Trent going, but nothing makes you forget about the Spanish-speaking, traitor than signing Alexander Isak. Is it possible? Probably yes. Is it plausible? Will it happen? Is it probable, should I say? Almost certainly not. I mean, if it does happen, he has made kissy faces at what has to be that team when he talks about staying in the Premier League for a team of good European prestige or whatever history. It's got to be Liverpool, isn't it? Let me know your thoughts. Please do leave them down in the comment section below. I will be very interested in hearing them. As always, thank you so much for your support. It is technically the road to 20,000 subs, which I'm trying to achieve this summer. So thank you for your continued support, guys. Remember, everyone's welcome here. All fan bases. Trying to cultivate a good footballing community with hopefully not too many knobs. So if you're not a knob, jump on board. All right, mate. Take care. Peace.